Hi guys, it's Michael. I'm doing a video, talk about some of the other videos I did. So, I'm not really a big fan of filming birds, but I did it anyways. So, some questions on the UFO Facebook pages, which I should have never joined. I don't like Facebook. Facebook is a bunch of creepy people that are stalkers. Alright, there you go, I said it. So I joined Facebook for the UFO pages because of a selfish reason of exposing my videos more. That's it. When you're doing the type of work I'm doing, you're a loner. That's it. That's the way it is, the way it's always going to be. You have to accept that. You're going against the grain. Okay? I'm filming things that are impossible. I'm aware of that. I'm conscious of that. I understand that. Okay? I don't have a problem with that. Society does. I got people asking me if I'm real. What does that mean? If I'm a real person? Do you think I'm from the future? What is it? Think I'm an alien? What are we talking about? You want the answer to that question? What are you? I'm an individual unit of consciousness that is aware that it's aware that it's aware. Period. There's a whole host of other questions. My bird is not a computer. Ma'am, if alligators could fly, I would have had alligators to film. But unfortunately, birds and bugs are what's flying around up there besides other things that I film. The birds have been faked for years ago. I have birds flying into bushes at 100 miles an hour. It makes no sense. They never come out of it. That would kill them, but yet right into a tree. I have images of birds blending in with flora, plants, merging in, not coming out. I got a bird and another bird merging into one bird. Okay? I have plenty of footage of a bird flying away, then all of a sudden it comes toward me. It's impossible. Did somebody hit rewind? It's supposed to turn and come towards you. I understand there's some pet owners, but please understand that my venue is up there, up the cosmos. So how do I even know how to film something like this? Okay, someone asked me, how do you film a telephone pole line? Okay, you don't. It's called a known. There's a thoughts and there's a known. Known are information that's given to you from somewhere else. Hey, there's a bird on a telephone pole, okay? And it's been there for hours, not moving. It's just kind of interesting. I go check it out. It's there. I watched it, and then after about 8 hours later, so I had a 10-hour day of work, I filmed it. It wasn't 8 hours, probably about 6.5 hours. When I filmed it, I didn't know what was going to happen, but I already know some secrets about birds on power lines. First of all, they glide. That's right. Secondly, they can dance. Don't believe me? Go get a camera. They can dance, do all types of weird things. The birds are controlled by the larger consciousness system. Not every bird is organic. So for the people who are saying my bird's not a computer, you bastard, I'm not saying that it is. I'm not picking on birds. If cats could fly, be a cat. But unfortunately, the truth is the truth. Okay? I'm not seeing those glowing discs anymore because the last video I made of them was a little bit of a negative connotation behind that about how aggressive they were. Well, they were aggressive. Didn't shoo me off. I still stood my ground, but they were aggressive. Okay? So now they're throwing all these birds at me. I'm not stupid. I know that. I've been down this road before. I know that. You have forces that are for me, forces that are definitely against me. But the larger consciousness system is the force, the number one force. Thank God, otherwise my ass would be chewed up. There are entities out there that do not want me to share this information. Non-physical entities. I filmed a bird on a power line that had a glowing sphere fly underneath it. I'm recording it. Something says, holy shit, stop it. It's not the larger consciousness system. This is something else that stopped it. Turned it into 3 invisible spheres that you can't see, but I could. Then merged back into a glowing sphere and went around the corner of the frame of my camera. Started here, low, goes a little bit higher, disappears, something weird happens, goes back up, turns into a 3 invisible spheres you cannot see. I can. Why? Because I can see the electromagnetic spectrum on occasions. Then it turned back into the original sphere and left. But what did it do before it did that? It turned into a gray, large buzzard. It's a big bird that flies high in the sky in the southeast region of the United States. It wasn't fully developed yet. That sleeping bird on that power line for 6.5, 8 hours that did nothing, didn't even show its head until I started filming it. Then it was like, oh, how does that happen? It knows it's being filmed backwards. The bird's facing the opposite way. So I have a choice. I see a flash. I couldn't see the orb because it was so fast, but I knew there was something going on. I see this distortion in the atmosphere. And then I see a buzzard pop out of nowhere. The buzzard is gray. I have a choice. Because now that sleeping bird is flapping its wings. Now all of a sudden it's awake. You can't say it doesn't have a sense of humor. So you tell me for 8 hours that thing sits there, you can't even see the bird's head. Looks like a fucking turtle on top of a damn power line. But yet, the second I'm recording it now, inside a building, by the way, now the bird wakes up and it's flapping its wings. It's trying to distract me. It's trying to say, look at me. Look at me. I'm about to do a moonwalk. Check me out. That's what it's doing. Look at the video. The bird is awake now. How? I wasn't even outside. I was looking at this through a fucking window. A fucking window. How does it? You can't know. It's impossible. Yes, it does know. Because it's a simulation. It's a simulation. How many more miracles do you want? Do you want 1,000 of them? That's a lot of consciousness. Do you want 10,000? Should I do this until I'm what? 60 and just drop dead? What do you want? That's impossible. That should not happen. Go talk to your preacher. He's wrong or she's wrong. Whatever's wrong. They're wrong. It can happen. It does happen. It happened in front of everybody in the middle of the day. Yes, people saw me filming through a window. Did they think that was weird? Sure. Everything through a window is funny. Some people were walking by laughing. I don't give a fuck. I don't care anymore. Because once you go against the norm of society, you're labeled as a crazy person anyway, so who gives a shit? It doesn't care. I don't care at all. I really don't. It doesn't mean I don't have any empathy. I have too much empathy. Believe me. Oh my God. Too much empathy. Too much empathy. I really mean that. But if you're going to do this stuff, either you're going to be all in or nothing. There is no in between. And I got the message. I got the hint. Pull out the camera. This is the time for the magic. Doesn't always happen, but it worked this time. You're witnessing a glowing object approach a bird that attracted me for its non-activity, disappear, turn into a buzzard with gray particles. I zoom in on the buzzard of the Nikon P900. LCS says, whoa, cut that shit off. It's gone, it disappears. It turns invisible to you, not to me. Those 3 spheres turn into the original sphere and flies the fuck out of my frame. What, did I hire a pigeon? Professional pigeon? Hey, you guys got birds, you animal trainers? Let me get a pigeon. How much does it cost? I want a smart one that plays dead for fucking 8 hours. Come on, knock it off. Knock it off. And the people who want to debunk it, go ahead. I've heard it before. Waste your time and resources. See, they're not even bothering me anymore because they know. They already know. Shit, this guy we can't catch. You never catch him. It's not me. It's it. Everything I do for this. Don't you understand? Everything I do for this. The system. The larger consciousness system. Whatever it takes. It tells me to pull a camera, I will do it. I have 3 cameras ready everywhere I go, every time, anywhere. Don't care. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. It's real. That's a miracle. After miracle. After miracle. After miracle. After miracle. After miracle. After miracle. Let's just keep going. Whatever it takes. It's a bird because you know what? It's the same thing. Why'd you climb Mount Everest? Because it was fucking there. That's the answer, man. And you know what? You want to talk about a computer? Your body is a computer. Your body's an avatar. Your bird is the worst, least of your problems. Your whole body is made of nothing. How you like that? You're not criticizing me. You're criticizing the large consciousness system. This is a God entity that created the body of Christ. This is a God entity that has not gotten credit for anything because man has made up different deities throughout our history of life. Muhammad, Jesus, whatever. Don't you think it's time to go to the source and say, hey, you know what? Let's start thinking differently. Something's wrong with this place. There are some people watching this video that know that. In their heart, they're saying, yeah, he's right. But they can't accept it. They can't do it. They're too scared. They won't go there. Well, the system lets me film these things because it knows I'm willing to die for this stuff. It's the truth. And when you're ready to put your life on the line for experiencing, debunkers are a joke. That's the least of my problems. And what did I give you? I gave you a star. A star born out of nothing. Nothing. I gave you. I didn't give you that. I observed it. I filmed it. I lived it. I saw it. Can you do that with your camera? No, you can't. 7 years of going out there and not getting hardly anything for the first 2 years. It's not just about believing in it with your mind and your heart. It's also about the effort. You're powerful. You're stronger than you think you are. The Illuminati does not want you to know any of this stuff, or whatever you call these people. You can do anything you want. Look at my channel, UFO Michael Cody. How the hell, when I opened that channel, I said, how am I going to do a UFO every day or every day? How could I possibly do that? Now I can honestly tell you, from the bottom of my heart, for whatever it's worth, I can do a UFO every day. If I want to. But that's not the point of the channel anymore. The point of the channel is that there's something bigger, greater, and larger than you. And this realm that we call Earth. So wake up. For those of you who are lonely, for those of you who are looking for something else that has no stipulations or rules or regulations on what you should be doing. And if you don't do it, what happens? Oh, you're going to go to hell forever. You think that you're going to be an individual unit of consciousness and you screw up on Earth for 50 years, you die, or 60 years or 70 years, you think it's really going to torture you for 100 billion, trillion, zillion years for the 8 years? Well, we've been torturing him every day, the worst pain possible, but because he was bad for those fucking 50 years or 10 years or 7 years, whatever, maybe die as a child. We have to do it, and it's the worst pain you ever felt. Well, let me tell you the larger consciousness system answer to that. First of all, if you had that much pain, larger consciousness system is still in charge of that deity. It will kill you on purpose. So you have your near-death experience, and then you die. So you will not feel the pain. And or it will remove you from that situation. Why? Because you are a part of it. It is a part of you. So that's like me breaking off some of my, say I was a large consciousness system. I break off a fingernail. Okay, play a character. And all of a sudden does a bad job. Do I now cut off my finger? Oh, I'm going to cut off the finger forever. It's hurting itself. Hell cannot be real because it's torturing itself then. And don't get me wrong, there's individuals in consciousness that are narcissistic pigs that do that. But you know what? When you die, you get to restart and do something else. Because it's about love. Yes, the planet is fucked up. But listen, it was worse back when the kings and queens were around. All right? You couldn't even have money in your pocket. You had to be blue blood. You had to be royalty. Now at least you can try to make yourself a millionaire. But it is getting better. But evolution is a slow process, let me tell you. Very slow. The star video is real because it's just so perfectly beautiful. Like Einstein's equation, equals mc squared. It's so beautiful because it's so small, it's just perfect. That's what that star represents. It represents breaking all of his rules and society's rules and everything that you've ever been taught. And that's a hard pill to swallow, isn't it? And many of you are still not going to believe it, but that's okay. But somebody is. Actually, it'll be more than somebody, because about 3 or 4 people are going to believe this because it's real. I have a headache today, that's why I'm wearing my glasses. Thank you for watching.